ABC Tropical North.
Over the weekend, I had the distinct pleasure of modelling for a photographic club. Cheryl Eagers is a member of the committee with Creative Shots Photo Club Mackay. Throughout the year, the club will invite photographic experts to teach their members various skills. On the weekend, it was Kira Liktorova, who Cheryl discovered through an AIPP awards book 3 years ago and then attended a workshop in Sydney.
Before that, I was in love with her work. I was just blown away by all these magnificent locations and her wedding photography and her portrait photography. And then when we went down there to do the workshop, I was like totally amazed with what she does with the simplest things, and that brings that to life. But what is really magic is the way not only does she make her clients feel, it's just the magic of watching her take photos of somebody and seeing the transformation in their faces and their bodies to what the images that she brings about onto their photographs.
How did you think that bringing her here would then transform the photographers who are with your club?
Because we learnt so much when we went down to Kira's workshop, I just really thought that was a fantastic insight that I've never seen come to Mackay before. And I've done a number of workshops here in Mackay, but because Kira really specialises in the posing of women and the lighting, and to get that image right there in the camera without too much Photoshop work later, that's the magic. And there's not very many photographers who have that talent, and for our members it's great for them to see that. Because Kira's work is quite artistic, they immediately think, oh, there's a lot of Photoshop work there. But when you witness what she does and see her take those photographs, and you learn to do that yourself, you know that you can get those images straight in your camera.
Kira Liktorova is Australia's most awarded female photographer, whose passion began in landscape but soon turned to weddings and portraiture, which she explained can be extremely satisfying.
You're touching somebody's life and you're so up close and personal. You need to be very careful how you do that, okay? And you have to be talking soul to the person. That's what's so amazing about portraiture for me, especially the portraiture that I shoot a lot of women with self-esteem problems. This is my client. I'm not saying I don't shoot other people who are confident, but I shoot a lot of people who have self-esteem problems, self-confidence problem. And I find it extremely rewarding because you're reflecting what you see in people. People don't see themselves the way they should be looking at themselves. Okay, I think I was mentioning it at the workshop. The mirror that we're all coming to see ourselves, it's our enemy. It's not our friend. We come to the mirror with expectations to fail, and it projects our expectations. Okay, so it's not true. I find it's my task to show people the way, it just like I reflect back. I see something in the person, I reflect back, and this is the most rewarding experience to see how it changes and touches a person's life, changing their self-esteem, their confidence. And nothing is more rewarding than seeing the woman who suddenly says, I'm beautiful. Today, Kim started crying. It's like, I couldn't handle it.
Well, that was what I was about to reflect on, was within that experience that you're just describing. We've seen that here this weekend, the transformation and the self-esteem. What was it about Kim's emotional state that captured you so much?
I had it in my head. I have to prove it to her. I was obsessed with proving it to her how beautiful she is. And the less she was believing in that, the more I was determined to prove it to her. And it was just overwhelming for me to see that I achieved it. I think at that moment I feel blessed. I feel so blessed, and it overwhelms me.
How often is it that emotional for you as it was so raw today?
Oh, God, ask my husband. He says it all the time. She's a nutcracker. Auntie. Often. And that's why I'm so thankful for the opportunity to be able to do what I do right now.
You mentioned within the workshop you began shooting on film. So in the last decade, you've also adopted the digital age. What differences are there, and do you still use film?
Not anymore. I still would love to for the landscape, because I've started as a landscape photographer. I find it's corrupting people. I still am a photographer who is shooting film. I calculate every shot. And that's what I was hoping. I was teaching my students today and yesterday. Okay, unless there is a message there, unless you've got everything there which is right and ringing true and singing to you, please don't click the shutter, because then you will only spend times in post-production deleting, or creating mediocre images. And that's what I think. Digital is actually an enemy in a way. Yes, it opened up probably a lot of horizons for consumer. Okay, so everybody now can do it, and it would be lovely for moms and fathers to shoot their children, at home, to be able to do it. That's what digital does. On the other hand, okay, instead of professionals, we're now producing mediocre photographers who can just think that they can shoot like the gun shot, right? 100 pictures and I will get one right. Yeah, why not then shoot movie and then cut something out of it? They are forgiving in advance their mistakes. So I think digital is corrupting. On the other hand, it's rewarding.
Why did you want to take your passion and your profession to teaching?
The desire to share is unstoppable. I can't zip it. I was invited as a speaker by Gordon Jovic. It's a great wedding photographer. And I just really fell off the stool when I've heard that somebody wants me to speak. It's like for up to 2 years ago, I couldn't believe that I can teach, that I'm a good photographer. I had a huge self-esteem problems. Okay, every time as I was, telling my students I would win award, I thought, I fool judges. Oh, look how I fooled them. I'm soon to be exposed as an imposter that I am. Okay, and every time I would win, I would look over my shoulders and thinking, they're talking about me. Okay, so I couldn't believe. I think for me it was a validation. And I think it just stopped after a few workshops, and suddenly I felt, well, I'm okay with all my madness, with my cuckoo, right? I'm a bit cuckoo, right? I'm determined, I'm illogical and stubborn, okay, to the point of no return, but with loving tendencies. Okay, so I thought everything is okay. Suddenly it all making sense. All my craziness, I think, and my worries and the problems that I had in life now reflecting in photography. And I want to share it with people, okay, so they can sort of understand the failure is just the beginning of new adventure. Failure is overrated in my mind.
Kira Liktorova sharing her expertise with the Creative Shots Photo Club in Mackay recently.